Injustice is rampant. We live, and I hope all of you know this, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. But most Americans don't know that, because almost all of that wealth and income is going to the top 1%.
Former mayor of Vermont for 8 years and congressman for 24 years, this experienced Democratic candidate, Bernie Sanders, has been fighting for America for his entire career. He's committed his work to helping families in need of economic support. He has fought hard for the basic human rights that all people have. He has brought attention to the brutal risks that global warming is putting us in. We need someone who will work hard to transform America into the nation that we once strived to be. We need a voice for all the young people, all women, all people of color, all disabled people, all people in need. We need a president like Bernie Sanders.
In fact, one of Sanders' main platform issues is to foster racial equality and develop a country that values people of color, starting with preserving voting rights, demilitarizing and reinventing police force approaches, creating jobs for disadvantaged youth, and giving everyone a fair chance at quality education. In addition, Sanders fights for the rights of women, such as the rights towards reproductive health services, domestic violence services, and a fair and equal pay, with a far better record of pushing for pro-women policy than even fellow Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. From policies such as these, it is evident that Bernie Sanders truly has all of our backs.
A campaign for the people should be funded by the people, a simple concept that fuels Bernie Sanders' campaign. With millions of dollars provided by individual donors, this campaign is by the people, for the people.
Bernie Sanders is for the people, and his campaign is funded by the people. While he has received minimal funding from groups such as Google and the University of California, the majority of donations and funding comes from the individual citizens of this country. The simple fact shows that he will not be bought by large corporations as all the other candidates have. He has you. You can make a difference. You can change the country. Today, Bernie Sanders has more individual donors than any other. 2,513,665 and counting.
The support primarily comes from the next generation, the young voters rallying for the candidate they believe in. According to a recent 538 poll, Sanders has a large advantage among young voters. Despite his age, Sanders speaks directly to the younger generations and oftentimes for them. This truly inspirational and life-changing concept provides a sneak peek into the next elections. The future of the country rests on the shoulders of this generation, and they are actively attempting to make a difference.
Not only is his voice important for the future of our country, but it is important for millions of workers in America. Several unions have voiced their endorsement for Bernie Sanders, including National Nurses United. Their support is just one of many for Sanders due to the fact that he cares so much about the working class. He does not want the workforce of America to suffer, he wants them to prosper and live strong. Sanders not only has the support of the working and the young, but also of Tulsi Gabbard, former vice chair of the Democratic National Party, who resigned just so she could endorse him. Citing his war and foreign policy, Gabbard backs Sanders in a way that reminds us all that it is not just common people who love him, but also politicians and celebrities who want to see a change in the world. His support isn't just shared by politicians and workers' unions, but also with the majority of the Democrats. According to a recent Gallup poll, Sanders has the upper hand in favorability by Democrats, which is often not thought of due to media blackouts of Sanders' increasing success. In another Gallup poll, it is clearly shown that Sanders' favorability has doubled since initial readings last year. While Hillary Clinton's favorability has declined, Sanders has increased due to support for his well-thought-out policies and plans for action.
We live in the richest country in the world, but according to Huffington Post, the top 0.1% of families in the U.S. own almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. Such an economy of exclusion and inequality creates a country with the highest childhood poverty rate of nearly any developed country in the world.
While all the Republican candidates propose to lower the corporate tax rate, which would just augment the problem, Sanders proposes a plan to reduce the U.S. wealth disparity. As president, Bernie Sanders will reduce the income and wealth inequality by raising the minimum wage so that hardworking Americans who work 40 hours a week can finally receive a pay that they can live on. Sanders will also cut taxes for the working middle class, not the wealthy, and start large corporations from hiding their profits overseas to avoid paying U.S. income taxes.
Sanders also proposes to make college tuition free at public colleges and universities. Instead of universities profiting off of young students and putting them in massive debt by the time that they graduate, anyone who works hard in school will be able to go to college. While the National Review's article titled "The Lure of Socialism" paints such socialistic policies as a world of imagination that will tear a society apart, the reality is that almost all of our government programs, such as public education, health care, and Social Security, are socialist programs that are proven to be beneficial to our country. In addition, this free college tuition system is done by developed countries all over the world, such as Germany, Finland, Norway, and Sweden.
Where will we find all the money to do this, you may wonder? Senator Bernie Sanders plans to impose a stock market speculation tax, a small levy on every stock and bond sold in the United States. This would mostly affect high-frequency computer traders who make billions of dollars but do not contribute to our country's productivity. Just this small tax of 0.5% or less on stock transactions can raise as much as $340 billion. Through this tax, we will be able to fully pay for this plan to make public colleges and universities tuition free, allowing all Americans to have access to higher education and creating a new generation of top-notch scholars and professionals. We are the people.
We are the people.
We are the people.
We are the people of the United States of America.
We will stand together.
We will fight for a united nation.
We will exercise our rights as human beings.
We will choose what's best for us, and we know exactly what we need.
We feel the burn. Do you?